Hey everybody, it's Mama Radha, and I just wanted to do a quick question and answer. Since so many of my videos have been deleted, I wanted to answer my girl Summer's question about what I think about a man having more than one wife. That is called polygyny, and as I came to find out, it is completely biblical. And one of the best sources of information is Pastor Dowell's channel. He has a whole video series on the original scriptures and how they were changed for Western society to promote monogamy. And I also conferred with my own pastor of 21 years. He's been a pastor for 30 years and on the board of the theological seminary over in Jacksonville, and much other research, but that's a really great place to start. And of course, many other cultures around the world have been having this practice forever. So basically, the thing is that there are more women than men on the earth. Again, cultural practices have been this way for a long time. I believe there's two reasons why they stopped, why Western society wanted to promote monogamy. Basically, it's the 80-20 rule. 80% of the women want 20% of the men, and basically men would have harems, So in order for the other 80% of men to have a chance to marry and have their own children, they had one man, one woman, promoting monogamy. But as we can see in today's dating market, Tinder studies, and everywhere around us, it's 80-20. Women don't even mind sharing, being side chicks and mistresses, because they want the same men. It is what it is. So all I'm saying is that it's better that if a man can afford more than one wife, that he take her into his home and the children and all raised under one household. And if women could get over the jealousy, they actually would find they have, a sister wife that would help them with so much that women have to do. The cooking, the cleaning, the care of the children, you'd have someone to help you share the responsibilities. And instead of having all these divorce, marry, divorce, marry, divorce, marry, which I'm telling you is not biblical, and mistresses and side chicks and baby mamas and single motherhood epidemics out here, we would have more women being covered. Women are meant to have male headship, whether you're going by nature or a religion or faith. Women self-destruct without male headship and covering. So you have all these women out here uncovered, and they are self-destructing. If you look at society, it's an absolute mess. And these children are bastardized instead of being born in a home with their father, okay? So yes, I absolutely believe in it. We interviewed women, we talked about it. Right now, at this point in our life, we're not ready for that, and we didn't find anybody. It was a little crazy, but under the right circumstances, with your man leading you and even your faith group being involved, having parameters and responsibility and all those type of things, you can make it happen. So that's pretty much what I say about that. And the other thing is that society is on the brink of collapse. Isaiah 4:1 says that there'll be 7 women to one worthy man. So it's like, because women cannot protect themselves. And we're seeing right now with Roe versus Wade that women didn't fight for those rights. They were given to them by men, and just like that, they can be taken away. And when the fall of society comes, all this equality nonsense is going out the window, just like when there was a threat of World War III with Russia and Ukraine. The women were sent out. The men were forced to stay. Okay, so we are not equal. We have like this whole false self-delusion that we're equal to men, and we're not. So, it's just going to be that way. Women are going to look for the protection of a good man. So it is what it is. And so we might as well work with it. So if that's your culture, or if that's what your man wants, and you have a good-willed man, hey, it's all good. You just have parameters you guys have some things that you agree upon or whatever, and make it happen. Why not? I certainly think it's better than what's going on today in society. So at least a man would take responsibility, however many wives he can afford and take responsibility for, he can take care of, What else was I going to tell you guys? That's the main points about it. And again, if we could get over the jealousy part, having another woman or women to help in a household would be amazing. So, and I think I mentioned one of the reasons why they don't want multiple wives in society, in Western society. The other reason is that a man could have 100 sons. And that would be a threat to those in power. If you have groups of men having hundreds of sons who could rise up and say, hey, we don't like what you're doing, we're going to change things or whatever, that would give a family too much power. So I really do believe that's one of the reasons why they were like, nope, monogamy. And as we could see with all the social engineering they've been doing, most people are having less and less kids. There's not enough children to replace the society as they age. So it is what it is. I kind of just off the cuff wanted to get on here and do that. But again, I've seen loving families. I've seen people get along. The women do admit at times of being jealous about certain things. That's just how we are. But honestly, it's really more about the man. If the man can keep his household under control and he's dominant, he's alpha, these are the rules. I'm not gonna zero tolerance policy. He can keep things going good. Of course, you got to have the right women as well. You got to be submissive, and you have to have a good attitude, and you have to have the concept of why this is a good thing. So it's a lot more burden for a man, more than one woman. I've heard many men, including my husband, say, boy, I don't know, one woman seems like enough for me. But men do have a desire to have other women. So it's like, well, why don't we just work it out so that everybody's in the same house and not out there, possible STDs or babies outside of wedlock and blah, 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 blah. So, it doesn't mean you have to sign papers with the state, but you can have your own marriage with your own religious people, write up your own paperwork. The state has too much power in the lives of families, and it's not for the benefit of men, and it's really not for the benefit of the children either. So that's what Mama Radha has to say today. And again, I do think it's a good thing. I think it's where society's headed. Women are already this way, 80-20. So I actually think it's closer to 90-10. 90% of women want 10% of men. It's crazy. So all these good guys are getting missed. But anyway, as far as marriage, marriage is important for the legacy of the children, of your family, of passing things down, of building. If you don't want to sign papers with the state, you sign your own papers, all good, whatever. But the idea of bonding with someone for life is ultimately the best for the children, especially. So, I wish you guys the best of luck. There's really not a lot of reason for men to get married today. You can't blame them for that. Everything's against them. Family courts take 80% of the time the children give them to the mother, whether they're a good mother or not. They're walking out of there losing half of what they've worked their whole life for. It's really not right. So anywho, good luck to everybody. And I would say if you have a religious person of faith, that your pastor, somebody like that, that you can talk to about it, that's good. And have some guidance with it, and just do your research. There's plenty of information out there. Non-Mono Man TV, I think is the name of the channel. They've got a lot of videos about polygyny and, more than one woman with a man and those type of relationships. So that's pretty cool. They've shared a couple of my videos before they got erased, so that's cool. And matter of fact, I have a link to their channel on the videos that they shared. One of them was me reading from Dr. Shirazad Ali's book, The Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman, which again goes for everybody. Honestly, the majority of what she's talking about is human nature, and women act this way. So I have a link to their channel there because that's where I got my video back from. So you can find them there down further in my videos. Anyway, I love you guys. I got to go. Lots to do. Wash the dogs and this and that. And, who knows? Maybe someday, once all the kids are out of the house, we'll look into a number 2. We'll see. And I just want my husband to enjoy the rest of his days. He has worked so hard. It's about to be 25 years this November of him and his career, busting his butt, putting his life on the line. He's exhausted. And he's worked so hard. And I'm just like, what do you want, baby? What do you want? You've been so good to me. You've taken such good care of me. And I want him to have what he wants. So we'll see how it goes. He's very, very patient, and I appreciate that, and very careful. My Dixie girl is crying over there. I don't know if you guys can hear her whining, so I'm going to go take care of her, and I love you guys. Ciao. And that's a good question, Summer. I hope that I helped a little bit. All right. Bye.